this wave. I don't wanna play the games you play. I don't want you to leave, I just wanna make you stay. Because I love the way your body day, okay? Follow this wave. I don't wanna play the games you play. I don't want you to leave, I just wanna make you stay. Because I love the way your body moves.
We are live.
All right. All right. That's how we do it. That's how we do it.
As my Nigerians would say, praise the Lord.
Osungo single, praise the Lord.
That's the songs that they wake you up with at 4 o'clock in the morning.
Oh man.
Talking about, you're going to America this year.
No, today.
Today. It's not happening today. Even you know it's not happening today. You ever have somebody that really pray for something to happen, but like I'm not talking about no, like when there's faith, there's difference. Like you have this faith that something's gonna happen. But let's just say you know you're a bad basketball player.
Right.
And you about to go try out, like, you know, your mom encourages you to try out, and the next day's try out, and your mom is like praying to God, like he's going to score like 15 points, he's going to be on the team.
There's something you just can't pray for.
That's what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I'm talking about. And there's a lot of pastors out there that are just eating y'all's money.
Yep.
And you guys are believing that maybe at one point these pastors were, not all of them, I don't like to group everybody, but at some point these pastors were they were messengers from God, and they were preaching and then their eyes open where they can buy this and buy that and kind of get away with it, all in the name of
money,
all in the name of them lying that Jesus is the one that told them to do this. Like one of my friends told me he had an aunt in Nigeria. And she, you know how like you have your aunties and your uncles or your relatives in Nigeria, and as soon as your mom passes you the phone, the first thing they're gonna ask is what? Send me something now. Send me. I need to go to school. I want to buy a book. I want to buy clothes. Please send me.
Send me small something now. Send me small something,
please now. It's
if it's just small chimpany like this, just
it's very hard in this country. It make you try to feel like if you don't, you're the most evil person ever.
Yeah.
Anyway, he sends her money because his aunt is saying that, you know, she needs money for food. She gets the money. She goes and buys like a whole bunch of food.
Okay.
She goes to church on Sunday. And whatever this pastor said to her, she went back to her house, took all that food, and took it to church and gave it to the pastor. What do you think the pastor did with the food?
Ate it.
Okay. And what did she do? She went back home like with nothing in her pantry and hungry, and probably calling her nephew again and saying, "You won't believe what happened."
It happens now. It happens. It's the words now.
The most religious places
are Africa
and some of the Spanish countries. You really have to think about this right here.
You know, actually, I've actually heard there are actually some churches in South America that speak Yoruba.
Well, yeah, Yoruba was actually not just a language at one point; it was an actual how do I put it? It was a practice.
Yeah.
Like juju, like voodoo.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So there's actually countries in South America that actually speak Yoruba while they're having church and stuff like that. When I saw it, I was like,
we're everywhere, bro.
No, they were of the country. They weren't black.
Yeah, but if you go back to the history of the slaves and everything, you can understand why there are Yorubas.
Well, I mean, that's why that's why you find Africans everywhere.
Yeah. And some of them don't like to be called Africans anymore. Should we be upset? I saw this video. There was a Dominican, and she was trying to tell people that
I think I know what you're talking about. Okay. But go ahead.
She was trying to tell people that she's not black. She's Dominican.
Yeah.
Stop trying to label her as black. We're not part of y'all. We have our own culture. And I feel like the black community kind of went at her.
Well, I mean, because
what's your take on that?
Because what she's saying is false. She is black because black is a color.
Okay.
Technically speaking, she's black. If you look at her face,
but she wasn't technically speaking though. She was speaking as a general term, like when you see.
But she is black.
Not all, but she's Spanish.
But that's her ethnicity.
Yeah.
But if we're talking about, if we're talking about,
in the way that we talk now, we don't really label your ethnicity. Like when I see you, I don't say that you're Nigerian. If I didn't know you, I'd just say you're black. And you speak like an American. So I'd be like, you're African American. Cameron came out and said that he doesn't identify himself as African because the Africans they don't fuck with us. Excuse my French. They don't mess with us. They do their own thing. We do our own thing. And
But we've talked about this though. The reason why is because of experiences that Africans have had while here.
well, not only that, I want to break one other thing now. I'm going to call Cameron a liar. Only on one very important basis.
Okay.
I can pull maybe 50,000 people from every African country that's listened to Cameron before. So you fuck with his music.
Yeah.
So you fuck with Cameron.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You can't physically fuck with him because excuse my friend. You can't physically be his friend because
He don't know you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But we listen to your music, whether we stream it, whether we buy it. I know a lot of people in Africa, in Nigeria, more importantly, that have listened to Cameron, have bought his album. They call him a really dope artist, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But he doesn't see that part. All he sees is what the media is buzzing in his ear, and the fact that Africans and African Americans, but back to that Dominican chick, right? So the Dominican chick, as we were saying earlier, says that she doesn't identify herself as black, and all the black people should
stop labeling her as black.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I felt like, in a sense, there was nothing wrong with what she said.
I mean, if she had said something like she doesn't want to be labeled African American,
Mhm.
I can understand that. If she doesn't want to be labeled African,
But I
can
think she
understand
meant because she had an accent, so I think she did mean the African American side.
Well,
Like,
yeah, because okay, if that's the case, then yes, I agree.
Okay.
But if she's just saying she doesn't want to be referred to as black,
Mhm.
I mean, what else? If you go outside in the world and they say, "Hey, what color is she?" They're going to say she's black.
If she's in Dominican Republic, they won't. If she's in Mexico, they
Well,
won't.
there's discrimination
There
between Hispanics being darker
You're right.
shades
Just
to
like
the
there
ones
is in
being
Nigeria.
right.
Light skin, even here, light skin, dark skin.
Right.
That's everywhere.
So they call those like Afro Latinos, yeah, Afro Latinos.
Yeah.
So she would be referred to as
In her
black.
home country, Dominican Republic, she would not be, because she'll be surrounded by people that are just like her.
But they're
speaking
light skinned.
Spanish.
But they're light skinned. They're light skinned Dominicans, and then they're darker skinned Dominicans.
They're light skinned Nigerians, and they're dark skinned Nigerians.
I'm light skinned. I don't know what you're talking about, my G.
I think us African Americans need to almost get to the point where if you don't want to be on our team, then we do not owe you any type of hate towards it, right? Go do your own thing then, right?
Right.
But don't come running to our team, right? I feel like we almost accept it so easy, but then we complain behind closed doors. It happens everywhere. Like, we can call this rapper a dope rapper, or we can call this actor a dope actor, or this athlete a dope athlete that's of a different color, right?
Mhm.
But once that athlete does something that doesn't really align with what we kind of believe in, now they're a piece of crap. Why did you welcome them in the first place?
Well,
Bro, I don't think Asians are welcoming. I don't think Asians are welcoming black people into their camp at the rate that we're welcoming just anybody into our
Oh, I
camp.
thought you were going to say you don't see them accepting people like Jackie Chan. I was about to say, yeah, you do.
I'm telling you right now that
they accept their
as a
own
society,
kind.
just like the Caucasians, as a society, they like to build within.
Yeah.
And they want to hold it within. We don't have that ability, and I don't know why.
No, I won't say we don't have that ability. I'll just say we don't do it.
If we had the ability, then why haven't we done it?
Because we're too
prideful.
We're too self-absorbed with ourselves.
In what way?
In the sense of we care about us. We don't really think about other people. We don't think about outside
we say other people outside
of our community.
But we need to include our community, the other black community.
No, that's what I'm just talking about.
The black community.
Black community. Period. We don't. It's always about us. Like if we want to do something, it's always about, well, if I don't like it, forget it. But sometimes I think we should consider how our community benefits from from our existence. Because I do believe that life is more than just YOLO, only live once, whatever. I do think it's also about accomplishing certain goals in life, being a staple in your community. You don't have to be super rich. You don't have to be super famous to be a staple in your community. You could do things, you could do the small things that can, gather up us to become more united instead of always being divided, and every single thing that we do is either my way or the highway. Sometimes it should be
Our way.
yeah. So until we can
Let's do a
really
little bit of
come
your way,
together,
a little bit of my way, a little bit
right?
of that person's way, and then eventually somebody's going to have the greatest idea to kind of lay everything that.
Yeah, but our problem is we don't want to compromise with each other, and I think that's a big issue too. Like we said, it's either our way or the highway. Nobody wants to sit down and say, you know what, let's sit down, have a discussion, and try to see if we can come to some sort of solution where everybody in our community can benefit. Instead of it just being like, hey, nah, me, that's all it is, all by myself, nobody else. We don't have to be by ourselves. We can, other communities are always working together. You can go up north, you can see people from the Middle East. They packed out there.
Yeah.
They are packed out there. And I'm talking about northern part of Georgia. Northern part of Georgia, they packed out there. You go to the Asian community, it's just them. It's like,
You're absolutely right. Now, Kitty Boo asked an important question. Well, not a question, but she made a comment by saying, if a black looking person says that they don't consider them black, i.e. Tiger Woods,
yeah.
then what can black people do about it?
Well, if that's go ahead. No, go ahead.
I wanted to say that that's an interesting statement that she made because I see it two ways. The first way is that every biracial person has the right to kind of identify with what race they want to, they feel closer to.
Right.
Like, I feel like we as black people, to a certain extent, we're too critical on the fact that somebody does have, like, nobody complains about Barack Obama. He married Michelle and had some more biracial kids because he's biracial, right?
Yeah.
So the kids, Malaya and Sasha, they're not going to be 100% black. Only Michelle is 100% black, right?
Right.
Now, in the event that Obama married a white woman, I guarantee you he would not be president right now. Oh, he would not have been president back to back. He won on the back of majority of the minority that saw that a black man was going to be in office with a black woman and black kids. They wanted that change. They wanted to see it. Oprah cried. I think Jesse Jackson, there's these infamous videos and footages of these very famous and infamous black people that were crying when he won. But if Barack Obama had married a white woman, do you think that he would be this iconic figure that he is right now in the black community? Because Barack Obama was still a biracial man, right?
Yeah.
But every biracial person, I believe, has the right to kind of identify with what race they want to. And if that person has like the biracial part is of black and something else, and they identify with something else, then we as black people, I feel like we're too critical on them because they want to identify with that part of their race as opposed to automatically being black. When Tiger Woods says that he didn't consider himself black, I think Dave Chappelle made a whole joke about it where they had like a whole, we'll give you Tiger Woods and we'll take this other person. Dave Chappelle has biracial kids. Right?
Yeah. His wife is Asian.
Yeah. So at some point, those kids are going.
No, speak your mind.
How we got this?
But she was with him.
Yeah. Way before he became the
Dave
iconic.
Chappelle?
Yeah. Exactly.
She was
From the beginning.
from the beginning. You're right, get that mind.
Stefan says, do you think we voted for Barack because of Michelle? No. I did not say that we voted for Barack Obama because of Michelle. I never said that.
There's some over here too. So I'm gonna put this on your side.
I don't know how you got that from what I said. I said that Barack Obama became way more iconic because in the black community, it's in that's I don't even know how I need to explain that, but it's almost automatic that when we see a very famous white person that's dating a black person, black people get, excited over that. And Barack Obama, yeah, like welcome to the cookout. Like you Gary Owens.
What? Now, a lot of people don't get excited when.
Gary Owens. Do you know who Gary Owens is?
Yeah.
The white comedian?
Yeah.
Okay. You going to tell me he's not invited to a cookout?
Well, yeah, because
is that?
technically Gary Owens is actually kind of black.
That's what I'm trying to say. No. People welcome him.
That's because, but
Right? So if
because perfect example when he tells his joke.
let me say this: if Gary Owens and Will Ferrell were to go to like a stand-up, what community would go see Gary Owens versus Will Ferrell?
And the Gary Owens,
Because black people have accepted him.
because
That's the same thing with Barack. I'm trying to bring down with Barack Obama. Barack Obama being with a black woman made the black community. He's completely one of them.
but it's not because of Michelle though.
I didn't say it's because. of Michelle.
Okay.
That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know where she got that from. I never said that he became president because of Michelle. No.
okay.
His whole package, the fact that he's a biracial man that identified more with his black side.
Who?
Barack
Barack.
Obama.
Oh, okay.
He didn't identify with the white side.
Well, the reason why
What's that?
Gary Owens is accepted is because of his experience. Because one, he's married to he was married to a black woman.
How do you get your experience? By being in the community, right?
But I'm saying
By being around the people.
and that's why he's accepted, because his experiences, we can relate to his experiences. We could relate to when he was telling his jokes, we could relate to what he was saying.
Do you know-
So he was accepted because of his experience.
Do you know who Candace Owens is?
Candace Owens, yeah.
Who's Candace Owens?
Candace Owens is that the political figure, yeah.
Is she white or black?
She's black.
Is she accepted in the black community more, or is she accepted in the white community more?
She's accepted in the
Okay. My point exactly.
and that's because of her. Well, she's married to a Caucasian man, and
So is the vice
and so-
president.
and so her views are not of what the typical, I would say, Black American or African American, her views are not the same as the African Americans.
Thank you,
Are not on the side.
Stefan gets it. The black community voted because they saw a complete package, not because of Michelle. Don't get me wrong. I want you to tell me one thing.
Mhm.
If Barack came out and did not include his wife was white,
Uh-huh.
his children would probably be a lot more light-skinned than Sasha and Malaya are,
Okay.
and he was campaigning to be president and try to say that he was trying to do whatever to the black community. You think the black community will actually believe him?
I think black people will still vote for him.
Okay.
Why? Because he's still a black man.
He's a biracial.
But when you look at him, you see a black man. Even though yes, he
I
is
can see a
biracial.
Mexican. I can see a man from Hawaii. I can see a man from a black.
You do not get Hawaii. You do not get Hawaii when you look at Barack. I'm sorry.
You could.
You do not see Hawaii.
could.
You do not see Hawaii. Even though that dude I think went to school, or was he from Hawaii?
I think he was born in Hawaii.
Okay, even though he was born in Hawaii, you do not look at Barack and say, "Oh, he looked like a Hawaiian." He do not look like.
The
He
Rock.
does not look like.
The Rock.
He does not look like The Rock. He does not look like.
Their skin complexion.
I'm trying to think of what's
If The Rock-
Aquaman. He does not look like Aquaman.
That's Samoan.
Oh, what they from Hawaii? Ain't they Hawaiian?
No.
Oh, same difference.
They brothers, but they're not from the same place. So people.
Okay, they island. Okay, they all a part of that island.
Barack got a tan. He can
No, that's more than a 10. That's a deep cooking. That's not.
like Donald Trump showing up orange, like a freaking high C.
Oh,
Candace will always be accepted in the black community. For real, for real. We've only had fully kicked one person. That's Chrisette Michelle. That's because Chrisette went to go sing at Trump's inauguration.
oh yeah.
And then she tried to take it back after she took the money.
Oh no, I got some people over. I got some people on.
And then she had this. No, then she had this weird like. I don't want to get too graphic about it, but she had this weird abortion situation where she posted another person's miscarriage and said it was hers, and somebody found out that it was a fake picture, and they went. It was. I think that's why the black community said, "Okay, you've gone too far. First, you did the Trump thing, then you did. Get the fuck out of our community."
Hold on, I got some over here. Hold on. They said people voted because they see black and white, a black and black wife.
That's you exactly. Thank you. The
Let's
black
see,
and
let's
black just completed the whole thing. Everybody would have loved to see Serena Williams with a black man. Everybody. If Beyonce would have married a white man, she would not be as she would be iconic. Don't get me wrong, Beyonce. But this power couple that they throw around in our community is something that we look forward, we look up to. As a successful, we don't have a lot of successful couples out there.
But really,
And the ones that we do are not announced like they need to be. People need to pay more attention to the Denzel Washington and his wife.
But let's be real.
And
What is
Samuel Jackson
what
and his
is
wife.
what is really a power couple? Because
Whatever
people
you define it to be, two successful beings.
But what's successful? Because everybody has different meanings to
What you
success.
consider success with your partner is what makes you a power couple. When people out there call you a power couple, it's based on what they perceive as power couple, right? Because on paper, Beyonce and Jay-Z don't have the same money that maybe Oprah has with her. Well, if she was married, because Oprah got more money than Jay-Z and Beyonce, I believe, or Tyler Perry, right? But they don't call Tyler Perry and his wife a power couple. They just talk about Tyler Perry because his wife. I don't know. His girlfriend, his baby, the mother.
I don't think he's married.
My bad. Okay, they don't call Samuel Jackson and his wife a power couple.
But because they're Denzel's wife, Samuel L. Jackson's wife, they aren't in the public eye.
There we go. Because they know that there's trouble. There's trouble. Everybody wants to know why LeBron James and his wife and LeBron James' wife, they say, you see, Ayesha Curry plays with fire a lot to me. Ayesha wants this attention, right? But I don't think that she's going to be ready to deal with the wrong attention that comes to her. Whereas you have Savannah James that's been with LeBron since he's been in high school. They got 3 kids together. Tell me, have you ever seen her in a commercial? Have you ever seen, I'm going to host this, or I'm going to be a special guest on this, or I'm going to do this?
Well, no, because she's preoccupied with her family. She is family oriented.
Mm-hmm.
Savannah James is family oriented. You could tell by the way LeBron talks about it. You could tell how she is, where she's always at her kids' basketball games and stuff like that. So she's more oriented. I don't think. Plus, she's married to LeBron James. Why does she? I think
she's married to Steph Curry. She has 3 kids.
But in her mind, but I think in Savannah's mind, she's like, I'm married to the most popular, one of the most richest basketball players to ever play the game. So why do I need to stress myself?
You won't think Steph Curry's also considered that?
What?
One of the greatest basketball players to ever play the game?
I said richest.
He's also one of the richest.
He's not richer than LeBron.
No, don't.
But that's what I said. I said LeBron is the richest basketball player.
I just asked you, Stephen Curry also being one of the richest. Not that you have the exact same money. Mm-hmm. Let me tell you something. I think you almost sometimes look at money too literal. If you had $1 billion and I had $500 million, whatever you can buy, I can buy. Because there's nothing on this earth that's worth $1 billion. There's something that's worth $200 million.
You're right.
So
you're right. But can I tell you the difference?
Uh-huh.
You said how much money did I have?
$1 billion, and I have half of that.
And you have half of that.
Yes.
Guess what? I can buy more of whatever I want than you can. So that's the difference.
You're right.
That's the difference.
Whatever you can afford. Now you're trying to buy more of it. But I'm saying whatever you can afford, that one thing, I can afford it too. So when I say money, when I say riches, yeah, you're rich. You're super rich. Mm-hmm. I'm rich. I'm not super rich, but I'm rich. Mm-hmm. So Steph and LeBron are like this. LeBron's wealth is here. Steph is right here.
I don't know. I honestly don't know. I was about to argue, but I honestly do not know. I do not know.
I feel like when LeBron was really in his prime, the investments that came out when Steph was there is night and day.
Yeah, but
like the crypto and the investing in stocks and all this stuff, it really became a peak when Steph was really in his prime.
Right. But the thing about it is that I just look at LeBron literally has his hands in like everything.
Like
He
Shaq,
got
like
schools.
Shaq, right?
Yeah, he got schools, he got commercials.
He owns
He
part of
got
Liverpool.
right. So
I
that's
think
why
he still owns a part of the Cavs, if I'm not mistaken.
he does.
I think he had like 8.
Oh,
No, that was
oh.
Usher. Usher owned a part of the Cavs, which was another
okay.
mind-boggling thing that I research about him. You just research like facts about celebrities,
Mhm.
and sometimes it'll blow your mind.
Oh yeah, yeah.
How Nas had a deal with I forget what company it was, but then it turned out to it got him $1 million. Like the investment
True.
turned out to be $1 million. 50 Cent with his infamous vitamin water deal he did. He had a deal where he bought, I think, 10% of vitamin water, and then vitamin water sold to Coca-Cola. And I believe 50 cashed out 10 million from that deal. So, you know, a lot of people can come up to you and say, yo, go ahead and just put like, you know, and that's another thing I think we need to do as a community. Instead of us buying all the blings and the watches, and I'm not saying you don't deserve some of this stuff. Don't get me wrong. A lot of people that come to all these riches, we as not all of us will fully understand the hustle and all the stuff that you had to do to get to where you at. And you promise yourself that once you get there, you're going to shine and shine and shine. But you also got to think about, you know, 5-10 years from now, especially if you have kids, right? Where you can kind of take that money and put it in other places.
But I wanted to get back to that Aisha Curry thing though,
Mm-hmm.
because the reason why I think it's different between Savannah James and Aisha Curry is their mentality. Aisha Curry said she wants to be desired. She wants to have. She wants attention. I don't think Savannah's about it. I don't think Savannah's about that. She does. I don't think Savannah really cares about if I have the whole world looking at me or not. That I don't think that's what she thinks about. That's what she thrives on. So her being able to go and you know, to be honest with you, I wouldn't even be surprised if Savannah does have endorsements. We just don't know about it.
She probably does. Or she probably just says Bronny's going to get an endorsement. Bryce is going to get an endorsement. Their daughter has an endorsement. She has this YouTube channel that she has a whole bunch of subscribers, and you know you got to pay for the sponsorship on there.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to her account. I believe LeBron James and Savannah did an excellent job. And I'm not trying to say Steph and Aisha are not doing an excellent job with their kids, but the motto in which LeBron and his wife have showed to like our generation and below, because the below generation don't really look at Kobe in a positive way when it comes to relationship, right? Because of the incident that he had. We're not going to get into that. But there's not one NBA player that's on LeBron's status ever that went 20-something years, not even 10 years, and didn't have, you know, some drama off the court. Michael Jordan did, Kobe did, Shaq did. You know, you can't.
What was really Jordan's though?
His wife, the divorce, Juanita.
But that happened. Was that before?
It was drama.
But that was
They went to court
after.
and everything.
But wasn't that after?
When he was playing Wizards. Look it up.
Oh.
No, but his image is still there. He was in the
But
league.
he got a divorce, though. A lot of people get divorced. A lot of people get a divorce.
That's taken away from why I'm giving LeBron James a lot more praise. Is that you said everybody gets a divorce, but LeBron hasn't. He didn't.
Well,
he's 21 years.
You're right. So far, so good.
So exactly, that's what
so
I'm trying
far,
to say.
so good.
So the fact that he's been this face that Black people can look up to, the I Promise School that he built, the numerous of foundations that he's been a part of, the amount of stuff that he gives back is what makes me a LeBron fan. I'm not a fan on the court, but I'm definitely a fan. I'm not a fan. LeBron James to me will never be the greatest basketball player ever. Never. I respect what he's done in the NBA. I salute to what he's done off the court. I think he gets all the praises for me what he's done off the court. But when it comes down to the greatest in the NBA, it's only one man that completely revamped and changed the way. And I think because of a lot of the younger people they didn't have the ability to see how. You see, the thing is, when you ask some people right now who the greatest rapper is, most of them are going to say, yeah, you're going to hear Wayne, you hear Jay, you hear Nas, you hear Pac, but now you hear Eminem, but now
Well, according to Umar, Eminem can't be one of the greatest.
I'm not Umar.
You a Umar fan?
No, she agreed. Are you a Umar fan? Okay.
No, because he be saying a lot of. You know what? I don't think he. Let's just say I don't agree with a lot of things that he talks about.
Kanye. Okay.
It's just like saying, how can we say the greatest basketball player is black? A white person invented basketball.
But a white person did not invent. No. But a white person did not invent an athlete. And when you put an athlete in a sport, we are going to dominate. Except for racing.
Okay,
if
so
you consider that a sport.
Eminem
Uh-huh.
is a lyrical. I could say a lyrical genius.
You can say that.
So if he's a lyrical genius, why can't he not be put as one of the greatest?
You need to be looking at her. I didn't say that.
One of the greatest.
Don't bomb my car, delete. No, but when it comes down to the rap thing, my point I'm trying to get to is that, they put those 5 people on that pedestal, right? Nas, Jay, Wayne, M, and Biggie.
Uh-huh.
And now people are kind of pushing up Drake into that conversation, right?
Okay.
People are trying to push other rappers into that conversation because
Other rappers like who?
there are other rappers that are
Like who? Name another rapper that people are putting in the greatest conversation. I want to know this because it better not be somebody that that should not be up there.
What are you talking about, bro? There are some old school rappers that deserve to be.
Because I heard somebody say 21 Savage. I was on Instagram.
We'll be back next
Somebody
week.
said
Shut this
21
thing down.
Savage. 21 Savage is a goat. And when I heard that, I almost died.
Wait. Let me tell you one thing that you can do on the internet that will forever change your life. When you hear somebody give their opinion, say, "Oh, that's just your opinion," right? Because the moment you say that, you be like, "Oh, thank God, it's not a fact." Because if you think it's a fact, your mind just gets enraged in what is going through your mind to call 21 Savage a GOAT? Then what is Future?
He's a goat of Atlanta rap.
He is a GOAT
Of Atlanta rap.
Don't say Atlanta. And if you push it even more, I would just exclude New York. Future in Atlanta is to what Drake is to everybody else. Google it.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Okay.
I agree with
Because
that.
a lot of rappers
Future
said it.
is. Future, what's his name? Gucci Man.
Uh-huh.
Who else? T.I. Who else?
You got a lot of them. You got Jeezy.
Jeezy.
Jeezy's a trap lord to a lot of people. He was really with BMF. But the generation is shifting, so they don't know about that side unless, thankfully, 50 brought out BMF, so people are watching it, and now they're going back to say, "This is what Jeezy was talking about when he said, last time I checked, I was a man in these streets." Oh shit! Play episode 2. BMF is nice. I go watch it on Stars. 50 did his thing with BMF. He really did his thing with BMF.
Oh, that was his also.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Now
I know about all the.
now he's trying to
the
do surviving.
ghosts.
He's trying to do surviving Diddy. Oh my God. Diddy has gone to like some island.
You mean the Epstein Island? There are a lot of names that came out. Well, I don't know if it's true, but
we don't want to get shot tonight, so let's just bypass that whole thing and let's go.
Okay.
Because
God
exactly
still has a portion upon my life, eh?
God put bulletproof around his body
Please, thank you,
because
Jesus.
he's the one that mentioned the E name, not me.
No, I didn't mention it. It was my thoughts that protruded through my mind that entered into the mic. That's what happened.
Stefan, I hope I'm saying your name right. But yes, I only miss the old Kanye. The new Kanye is still a musical genius. If you watch his documentary on Netflix, you'll kind of see a different side to his mental state and see that he can turn something on that just not anybody can turn on. But somewhere along the line, I think when he lost his mother, something kind of disconnected.
He said his mom was sacrificed. That's what he said.
And sometimes when something doesn't make sense,
allegedly,
when something doesn't make sense, you want to believe something that can almost comfort you. How do we know he's lying? I didn't say he was.
No, I'm just saying. How do we know?
How do we know that he's lying?
Yeah.
Was there an investigation? Okay, so why would they want to sacrifice his mom?
I don't know. You remember? You see, this is the thing. This is what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you want to gloss over it, we can gloss over it. A lot. I'm hearing a lot of people in the industry now coming out saying that they wanted us to do certain things. They wanted us to do this. They wanted us to do that. And according to a lot of what people are saying is that they're not paying you for your talent. They're not paying you for uh for what you earn. They're paying you to keep your mouth shut.
Okay.
So if they're paying you to keep now, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's false. I'm just saying what I'm hearing. If they're paying you to keep your mouth shut, what's uh, what's being done that needs to be so secret?
The society. That needs to be kept a secret.
Right. So
Let me
how do
ask
we
you-
know? How do we know that they're not having people do certain things
To
to
keep it,
gain certain privileges or gain certain what's the word? Gain certain uh
I don't know what that is. That a
I don't know, but y'all know what I mean.
Let me ask you this one question then. I'm gonna play devil's advocate.
Okay, go ahead.
How long was Kanye West in approximately? Because I don't want you to give me exact. I don't want you to spend like 10 minutes thinking about it.
Yeah, because you know I will.
And you bring out your phone and start googling shit. How long do you think Kanye West had been in the game before his mom passed away?
Maybe a good 10,
A while?
15. Yeah, maybe
Okay.
a good 10, 15 years.
So you
Maybe a
mean
good
in
10, 15
in
years.
those
I don't
10,
know.
15 years, you don't think he kind of knew the darker side?
But if you've
Oh.
already committed, it's not like you can say,
Not
gotcha.
You're right.
You can't do that.
Can't.
It's,
Let's-
it's,
let
it's
me-
already it's already
Let's just say I'm Kanye,
okay.
and I've been in the game for 15 years,
All right.
right? And you're my brother, and you say you're having surgery,
Uh-huh.
right? And I know about all this sacrifice shit.
Uh-huh.
Do you think I'm gonna let you go through with that surgery anywhere near where they can have their hands near or on you?
But how do you know that they might be everywhere?
Bro,
They could be
they're
everywhere.
not in China.
They could have a
I-
hole in the wall
they're
right
not
here
in-
looking at
they're
us
not
while
in
we doing
China.
this right now.
They're not in Cuba.
How do you know?
I
These
can
people got
guarantee there's
money.
no Illuminati in
You
Cuba.
you remember what's
or
her name?
Society.
What's the girl name that's on that has this show on TV called it's the school show? Abbott Elementary. What's her name? The one that
The black
created the
girl?
show. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quinta. Like Quinta said, they got money. They got money.
I do not for once believe that a sacrifice of your mother
I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's false. I'm
Allegedly.
just saying what
Quinta, yes, Jamie, thank you. That's her name.
I'm just saying how do we know if it's true or false?
We don't know. That's the poison about putting out information that has no pinpoint, is that it dilutes the black community's mind into believing more and more into conspiracy theories. The Illuminati is not just in the black community, right?
I didn't say that.
I'm not saying you did.
Oh,
But why don't we hear about these other communities being sacrificed? Jackie Chan has been in the game for almost 50 years.
well, look at Elvis.
Elvis was a drug addict, not alleged. He was a drug addict. I'm looking at the camera. Look it up. I'm not going to allege that part.
Allegedly.
No, I'm not.
We don't need
Look it up.
we don't need the estate coming after.
Okay.
We saying allegedly for
Go
everything.
to the Wikipedia page then.
let
no.
Wiki
Okay.
talk you to guys.
Bring me
through it.
somebody else that's a different color that passed away and they're going to try to
Let
bring
me
up
see,
something.
let me see. Hold on, let me
Don't
see.
bring Michael Jackson. He
No,
was
because
once-
he's black. I know he's black. JFK.
JFK was
JFK.
that. Yes. But that conspiracy was very, very verified. He was shot,
Yes.
right, and killed.
Yes.
And the reasons why, matter of fact, the FBI released this. They released the files already.
Who told you they can't cover shit up?
I'm not saying they can't. That's the FBI.
Oh, sorry.
We're
cover
talking about,
stuff up.
that's the FBI. We're talking about a society. Give me a society.
But that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that they have their hands everywhere. If it's true, if they're out there, allegedly, if they're out there, they have their hands everywhere.
Let me tell you something.
So you don't think that like when you watch shows and you see like all these like syndicates all over the place that have all the world connections, you don't think those things exist?
I think they do. I think that to a certain extent, there are certain people that are not even going to be of value to their community. So why bring you into my community? Kanye West is a prime example.
Uh-huh.
Kanye has always been outspoken, very loud,
Yes.
right? Some people says he probably has a little bit of a spectrum. Some people say it's ADHD. Whatever the case may be, Kanye West has never been a kind of person where I can say, let me invite you to this room and tell you something and don't tell nobody. As soon as he walk out that room, he's gonna say, hey, let me tell y'all something. And because he wants that attention. He wants that camera on him, right? So what value would it be to sacrifice anything of Kanye or to bring him into that society? Beyonce is somebody I can see in that society. She don't open up her mouth unless she's singing. Even when she gives her interview, she does more smile.
Beyonce, I do not believe you part of that. I don't believe you part of that.
Draw your conclusions.
She's innocent.
Draw your conclusions.
She's innocent.
Beyonce.
I do not.
And Jay-Z. And Puff.
Oh, Puffy, yeah, you could. Okay, perfect example. Look at Puff.
The person sitting at the top, Quincy Jones.
Perfect example. Look at Puffy.
Okay, what about Puffy?
If you just said you might think that he may be a part of it.
Mhm.
You know,
I believe they approached him. He accepted. And then everything.
And look at what's happening to him. Look at all his mess that's coming out. He's a liability too. So the point of you saying that Kanye West is a liability, why would they have him in there?
Diddy. Don't compare Diddy's antics and Kanye's antics. Diddy's very secretive.
Not secretive enough.
Well,
He's not secretive enough.
Technology will expose you. That's what's happening. He's
getting exposed from things in the 90s. Bro.
Yes,
that's what I'm saying.
People, you just proved my point. It happened in the 90s, right? Why is it just not coming out?
90s.
Why is it just not coming out? Why is it just not coming out? All these bodyguards, they saw it happening, right?
Yeah. And why did they keep quiet?
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying.
So, in a sense, they kept quiet because they knew that man was connected to people that can get him in trouble, or they could kill, or they can harm, or could pay off, right? It's not that way for Kanye. Kanye is not that kind of guy. I would believe Dr. Dre is that kind of guy. Before I believe Ice Cube is. You have these certain black people in the community. These black people in the community are there to just be the black face, to be like the yay, but behind closed doors. Who did Dr. Dre marry? Was she black? I dropped my mic. She was white. Terry Crews, that was in Friday, that was playing the thug. Who did he marry? She doesn't look black. She don't. Okay. She's white though, right?
But
right.
But she's mixed. Perfect example. Look at what he said happened to him. Terry Crews. That everybody was laughing at him. He said he was fondled with.
Okay.
Yeah, he said when he was trying to get a job and everything. Well, I don't think trying to get a job, but I think basically something with him getting a role. And he was assaulted.
They groped him.
SA, yeah, they SA'd him. Yeah.
Okay.
So
what?
If we go by what people are saying about like what what Dave Chappelle has said, what Cat has said, what even Gary Owens has said. Like,
bro, that stuff happens in Hollywood just like it happens in churches. Am I lying?
Look.
Hold on.
How do we know they're not connected? How do we know those aren't connected?
Nobody said they're not connected. But what you're trying to negate my point. My point is that it happens in Hollywood or Hollyweird, right? It happens in churches,
right?
It happens in these athletes that have all this power. It happens too.
Okay.
It's just some of these people they have extreme connections to cover it up, right? Pay off. And some people don't have the means to take care of the problem. It's become too much of a problem. Now you're a liability. If your mother and your father told you, don't do any drugs, and then you just started smoking marijuana, and they knew you were smoking marijuana, and your mom said, if you smoke weed one more time in this house, I'm going to kick you out. And she comes home one day and she came home and she smelled the weed and you were smoking, and she kicked you out. That's her authority, right? She has the right to do that.
Okay.
It's her house.
Okay.
Your parents' house.
All right. You've
become a liability to them. There's nothing they can do to kind of change your ways because now you've become a problem. That's the same thing that happened to Diddy.
The reason why he came...
The organization that he's with, connected to, they're like, oh man, no, everybody knows about your problem now.
But do you know the difference though? The difference is your mom warned you. I don't believe that these people warned.
I believe he was warned by people.
I don't believe he's warned. They warned him, said, "Hey, don't
believe there were some people that did.
kick Cassie in the face no more."
No, not that. It's a come on, dog.
No, I'm just saying.
Don't you think you probably need to talk to somebody?
You think that's what they said?
I think somebody probably said that to him, and that person.
No, I'm
doesn't
talking.
work
We're
for him
talking.
anymore.
We're not. But we're not talking about those. We're talking about the alleged
They weren't
higher
there when
up.
it happened.
But I'm saying
So-
that those are the only people that can really bro. Let's be real. Somebody like Diddy, if you aren't above him in status, or if you don't make more money than he's not listening to you. Everybody most likely around Diddy
I bet you.
till then
Mhm.
was just saying whatever they needed to say to make Diddy happy,
to get a
so
paycheck.
he could get exactly.
You're right.
So
Now, at the same time, has anybody come out to say that Dr. Dre did anything like that to him?
has Dr. Dre?
Has anybody come out to accuse Dr. Dre of SA or physical abuse?
He beat the snot out of what you call it?
Who?
What's that woman name? Oh my gosh.
You talking about when he first started with NWA? That he went,
Yeah.
no, I'm talking Michelle. I'm talking about when he got married. That part. That part was not. He didn't have the power he has now. I'm talking about now that he has this power. Dr. Dre's a billionaire.
I don't know.
He sold Beats by Dre to Apple and became a billionaire, right? So nobody's come out to accuse him of any type of SA, any type of abuse, right? Even though I don't think he's richer than Diddy, but he's up there with Diddy. What about Master P? He was up there with Diddy at some point. Nobody ever came out to him. Nobody ever. My point is, once you're connected and you kind of.
But I don't think everybody is connected to those people, though.
No.
I don't believe
That's why I said Kanye West isn't. That's why I said Kanye West's mom just died or passed away the same way another person would have passed away that probably had a heart condition that went unchecked, or she was probably allergic to the anesthesia that she was administered to. Anything could have happened that took the life of Kanye's mother.
Well, do you remember? You remember Kim Porter?
His Diddy's baby mother.
Yeah, you know how she passed away.
They said she had pneumonia.
People don't think it was just pneumonia.
Exactly.
Some people think that it was administered into her.
Let people think what they want. When she got her autopsy done and they administered her autopsy, and
there are ways you can do that, though.
Why would there be ways to why would they want? What advantage would they have to kill Diddy's baby mother?
So she doesn't have to talk no more.
What was she talking in the beginning?
Cassie wasn't talking in the beginning either.
You're right, but Cassie's still alive right now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So the moment that Cassie and Diddy broke up, you don't think Diddy felt like, oh God, this girl is going to be a liability one day.
Okay,
let me take care of her.
So
he said, you know what? Let me go find Kim Porter and take care of her first.
Okay, perfect example. The dude that just got arrested for the killing of Tupac.
Okay.
They're saying that he's related to that too. Allegedly, they're saying that he's related to that too.
I will wait till all the facts come out, but nobody.
I'm just saying that.
Right. But let me say this.
So it's not.
Nobody has ever said that Diddy didn't have his hands in Pac's murder.
But so
that's been something that's been out for the longest.
But my thing is, if we see the red flags that this dude has, what makes you think he's not capable of other stuff?
Killing Kim Porter has no advantage to him.
How do you know?
And how do you know that it did?
I'm going by what these people. I'm going by what these.
And you can't do that. That's why I say the black community does that a lot.
We believe by what these people.
We believe what comes out, what people tell you. Oh man!
But if you don't have any, but I'm saying that if you don't really have anything to say is not true, then. I mean, I'm not saying it's true. I'm not saying it's not true, but I'm saying that you can't. I'm not just going to dismiss the whole thing to say it's completely not true. I'm going to be like, well, it's possible.
You're entertaining it way more than you're dismissing it. So you believe it more
because I'm saying it's possible. It is possible.
And you're saying the people, but the autopsy is already out, and you came back and you said they could do something to that. So you're part of the conspiracy. But
there are a lot of things that we're a part of the conspiracy. You were just saying that about the whole thing about what do you call it?
JFK,
B and J.
Who?
That you think that they might be a part of the whole thing,
Uh-huh.
right?
Yeah.
So isn't that a conspiracy also?
That is no. That's what I believe.
But it's also, but it's
You are saying the people are saying this is not. I never
I'm
said the people said this is not. I
I'm
said I believe that they are. That's my belief
But where did you get? But where did you get that belief from?
from what I've researched. Just like I believe that JFK was assassinated
you've also got information from outside sources. It's not something
from
that
factual sources. Factual. Not going on blogs. They are factual
I'm not
sources.
talking about. I'm talking about
of
people that were. I'm
organizations
talking
that
about people that were people that were close to Diddy are coming out talking about all of this stuff.
No. You asked me about B and J. Let's stick on that.
No, but
how do I get my information?
because I'm relating it to what you. I'm relating that situation.
Uh-huh.
I'm relating it to this situation with the Diddy thing. I'm saying that I wouldn't be surprised if it is true. Why? Because I'm not going to put anything past Diddy. If Diddy is the type of person that can have you in a relationship
Mhm.
and use you as sex trafficking.
Okay, stop right there. You see what he just said? What you just said came out of Cassie's mouth. So that's a fact. Right? That's not what he and she said. That's a fact what you just said. Cassie came out on, if you go look at the police report, she reported that.
Okay.
Okay. Nobody has come out to say, and in fact,
there are people.
No.
There are people that I've watched podcasts that have brought this thing these situations up.
Yes, but I want to remind you back what I just said. What Cassie said was a factual thing that you just said. When you said that,
what made it factual?
Because Cassie has it in the police report. That's what makes it factual from her mouth to the police report.
What makes it factual is that it actually happened. It does because if you just say if it's in a police because the thing is if you say it's in a police report,
Bro,
that means because if you just say it's in the police report, anybody could just come up with the police report and just say
anybody. Cassie went to the police.
I'm not saying that, and mind you, I'm not saying that Cassie did not. I'm not saying what happened to Cassie isn't true. My point is that if I could go to perfect example, it was what's his name? The guy that was on Empire that got kicked off. Jussie Smollett. When he said that he had a police report, said that two big Nigerians came and beat him up, dragged him down the street with a lynch around his neck.
And what did they do? They investigated it, right? And then they found out that he was lying. Exactly. You know what they did with Cassie?
My point is, you said
know what they did with Cassie?
What did they do with Cassie?
They investigated it. They went through her phone and they found that it was facts. That's why he got served the papers and got sued. Didn't he get sued?
No, he settled.
But he got sued and he settled. He got sued and he settled.
No,
he got served.
They settled.
Okay. So why would he want to settle if it's not factual?
My point. This is what you said. You said that
Cassie went.
You said it's a police report
from
you
Cassie.
Said a police. You said, but my point is, it doesn't have to just be a police report.
If you say so.
Because
I've never seen anybody that goes.
Okay, so people that get into altercations or domestic situations,
they call the police,
and they don't call the police.
There's no report.
So that means it didn't happen.
I didn't say that.
That's my point that I'm trying to make. Just because it's not on a police report.
I understand that.
My point is, just because it's in a police report doesn't mean that it did not happen, or doesn't mean that it did happen.
I understand that's your point, bro, but that's not what I was talking about. Back to what I was saying. Cassie went to the police.
I was bringing up,
and Cassie told the police that this is what Diddy did to her. They investigated it, and they found that what she was saying has some merit to it.
That's my point. Was
so it wasn't the police report. Now, if Diddy did not do any of this, then he would be fighting this in court. Just like when they were coming for what's the owner of Def Jam, the Simmons, Russell Simmons, is that his name?
Yeah,
Russell Simmons. They came for him, and they said that he had allegedly essayed somebody and this and this and that, and he came out immediately. And he denied it. And he wanted that person that said it to come forward. And he couldn't believe that Oprah was actually entertaining this. She wanted to interview him about the situation, thus more even damaging don't you already have enough people that you've been associated with that you could interview? The island that he was on? I know you're tied to those people, but you don't want to do that. You want to go ahead and when Michael Jackson died, she went and did There's a documentary on HBO that till today I refuse to watch it because Michael Jackson, when he was alive and when he died, he was found innocent of any type of SA with any kind of kids, right? But then Oprah still wants to dig in and dig in and dig in. For what? To destroy the community even more?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Diddy didn't settle his company. Yeah, because she went after the company. You're right, Kevy Kev. It wasn't a personal settlement. It was a business and I don't think it's over because I think that she's turned over some documents. I believe it was a cell phone and a hard drive. And they're still investigating this thing. And what is done in the dark is going to come to light. I mean, a lot of people, especially in our community, are saying, "Why did Cassie wait this long?" I think we covered this already. If
yeah,
I'm not
yeah, we
mistaken.
did.
Why she waited this long to go forward, and unless you've had trauma happen to you, some people wake up in the middle of the night, and they're sweating and they're crying, and they don't know why. But then you go to a therapist, and you kind of understand exactly what's going on. Some people that are listening right now might have some things that happen to them, and it's best you go talk to somebody than just keep that stuff all bottled inside because stress is a killer
Yeah.
and can lead to depression also.
I mean,
So
she said she's still recovering from it, so
yeah.
we'll see how that
And I
goes.
don't think that sometimes when you see a monster, especially I'm always going to talk about our community. When we see a monster, we just need to just pick that monster and just throw that monster to the law. It doesn't belong, especially if we want to improve our community. We don't need to keep on entertaining people
Right.
that are detrimental to our community. And I don't know. Diddy is. I don't think I've heard a lot of positive things about Diddy. I think Diddy likes to go around and portray himself as a positive person, but I don't think he's done much. I don't think he's done much positive stuff in the community. Yeah, which is exactly because he's been in the game for so long.
I mean,
Right?
but let's be real. I mean, nobody owes any even though it would be good if they did, but nobody owes anybody anything.
You're
He
right.
doesn't have to do anything for the community. It's not his job to do anything.
It's not.
It would be good if he did.
It'll be
But
great.
I can't. I mean, can you really be mad that he doesn't do anything? No,
I'm
you
not
can't.
mad. I'm
No,
mad.
I'm talking about people in general. Can you really be mad if somebody does something, they blow up, they start making money, and they don't? I mean, I don't think you can really be mad. Is because one is their money. Two, like nobody owes anybody anything. They don't owe our community anything. It would be great if they did, but that just
So
shows.
if you got rich,
Uh huh.
$100 million contract you just signed,
Uh huh.
would you go back to your community and clean it up? When I say clean it up, I don't mean buildings and having them just redo the whole thing. I'm talking about, you go in, maybe build like a basketball court, put like a little a playground over there, put some put some money in the hood.
Well, I mean, that's what I'm trying to. I mean, actually something I'm trying to work on. I'm trying to work on a charity too, for especially for mental health, for
Mhm.
one for men, one for kids, one for basically every section in the community. Why? Because everybody needs something to everybody needs to let go and release and need somebody to talk to. I think everybody needs some sort of help.
Are we miseducated in the Black community about how we can reach out for help?
Man,
And
the world is the world is not even educated anymore, to be honest with you.
why you say that?
People don't even know how to read no more. People can't read no more.
How they reading their text messages? Siri, read me my last text message.
Oh, you mean DEY? Or bruh,
Instead of spelling TWO, they spell TOO.
bro. People don't even know the difference between 2 and 2. And 2. 2 and 2.
You're right.
So I mean,
And sometimes if you see somebody make that mistake, you can just correct them. You don't have to like laugh at them or try to bring them down unless that person's trying to be prideful. Then you can put them in their place. But
really? So you're gonna wait till they prideful, then that's when you want to humiliate them?
that's why you can't spell motherfucker.
Sound it out, Billy. Sound it out. It's cat, bruh. It's cat. It's cat.
In a perfect world, we would love to see where Diddy was in the game, and then he was, like you said, he doesn't have to get back right,
But it would be great if he did.
and he didn't have to do his artist the way he did.
Nah, he did it.
I mean,
That should tell you the type of person he is. He didn't even want to pay his artists. He didn't even want to pay his artists. Look, he just started giving people
they're masters.
their masters back.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah, the ones that he's like, yo, you broke.
Right.
Take your masters. It's worth $7.
I ain't making no
anyway.
money from this anyway.
$7 I get every month. Now, people like Irv Gotti that don't want to give back the masters, I can understand his part because Ashanti and Ja Rule can go perform anywhere and make a whole bunch of money. But Irv Gotti could not make money because he was the one behind the scenes and he signed them.
He's not an artist.
Yeah, so I think it's different for him. But Diddy has had so many artists that have made a lot of. If we name, what are your favorite artists?
Everybody.
Your favorite artists under Diddy? You had 112. You had Faith Evans.
Honestly, 112. When it came to group after Boys, no, actually, I can't even say that. Because it was Boyz II Men, Drew Hill, and then I say maybe 112. That was me.
Mine was Boyz II Men, Boyz II Men, 112, and then I'll probably slide in Jagged Edge. Jagged Edge got some hits.
Jagged Edge got some hits, but I go with Drew Hill before I go with Jagged Edge though.
But the thing about the Jagged Edge thing and the Drew Hills, you can only mention one person from that Drew Hills, Cisco.
No.
Okay, what?
Cisco.
We'll be back.
You're right. You're right.
We'll be
You're
back
right.
You're right. I told you he wasn't gonna do it.
But I know they face. I know they face if
He
I
does
see
that
it.
all the time.
I know they face if I see it.
He'd be like,
I'm good with faces. I'm not good with names.
He get old. Lagos Traffic will be back next week. We
Yes.
appreciate y'all
For tuning in. I hope you guys.
MLK. If you're in Atlanta, go to the museum. If you're not in Atlanta, have your kids watch his speech. Y'all wake up in the morning, breakfast, watch his speech. I have a dream.
Yes.
Y'all stay safe. We'll be back next week.
I just wanted to say, everybody that commented, we're going to do better next week with reading the comments out loud. But thank you, everybody. Hello, everybody. We hope you enjoyed the show. Tune in next week, Sunday, same time, 8:00. We'll be on Facebook. We'll be on Instagram, and we'll be on YouTube. I don't know. I was just trying to make sure that we ended well, Thank you, everybody.
And
God bless.
As Black people say before they end everything, God bless you.
Happy Hanukkah.
Happy Hanukkah.